Hello, guys. Good morning or good afternoon. This is High Priestess Jamila. So, I have a really important discussion that I want to have, and I'm going to make this like a story time vibe. But I wanted to talk about the importance of not allowing these traitors, these treacherous, typical Black males that want to take the spiritual accolades of the Black woman, of the Black witch, and give it to whoever, you know. So this discussion might take a minute, and hopefully my phone is not breaking up. I'm in the kitchen making some coffee real quick. But I want to talk. I'm going to first start by talking about how I could see in the cards years and years ago about how someone that has been confirmed as my twin flame, and how I could never be with him, how I could never trust him again, because he is programmed, he is systematically programmed. A systematically programmed, typical Black male. Let's talk about it. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of those stories that we hear about witches being hung, about witches being did wrong, it wasn't just the story of the white woman, it was the story of the Black woman too. Let's talk about it. Okay. 5, 6. So there is a reason why years ago I would not hook up with this person that stalked me all around the internet for 4 or 5 years, bragged about stalking me around the internet, thought he was roasting me and all this craziness. And so there was a reason why I refused to hook up with him. Because when I first threw my cards and asked what would be his intent and what he would be up to, and in one of the cards that I got was the 5 of Pentacles. Now, when a lot of people look at the 5 of Pentacles, they look at that card as being the card of lack. They look at the card, they look at that card as being the card of uh of financial issues. And yes, he did cause that a few times. But the 5 of Pentacles is the card that you pull when a man or when a person, not a man, but when a person is sort of being disconnected spiritually. So what this meant was that if you pull a card like this on a man, what it means is that his intent is to sort of cut you off or stop your spiritual progress. Okay? Stunt your spiritual growth is what that card means. Okay? And he tried it. He did. He tried it. And tried to ruin my children's future, tried to ruin my life over and not doing it, not even doing it in an intelligent way, but doing it in the most depreciating, most disgusting, lowest, vilest way possible. And see, the thing of it is that black people gonna have to get away from that church. Black folks are gonna have to get away from and break up with Jesus. Period. They are. They are, because it was a trick. Even when they say that Jesus was a black man, that doesn't mean that this makes it any better. Because when you look at black men, you see the sort of things that they do. This man got his name from stalking me every day on YouTube. This man got his name from harassing me. And you know what? As a strong and beautiful black woman, I was able to sort of take him on or take him in. I was able to take him in. And what he did from the time he walked his ridiculous ass into my life was to try to depreciate me, to try to make others depreciate me, to try to lower me and lower my value. Now I'm rebuilding by myself. And he screwed himself when he did that. Just to let y'all know, these typical black males that do stuff like that, they screw themselves by doing what they do. Because instead of him understanding and listening, he decided to bring all sorts of spiritual and emotional struggle into my life instead of being smart, instead of listening to me, and instead of showing me an ounce of respect. This is no longer going to be allowed. He's been given ample opportunity to clean it up, and he has yet to do it. And he has tried to convince other people that it is because I am ugly, disrespectful, and that I'm black. You know, and the punishment that this man is going to go through for doing this to me, he has no idea who he has been messing with all of these years. While he works with people that are literally trying to enslave other blacks, while at the same time enslaving himself. So then it turned into he's going to embarrass me by not claiming me in social media, even though we were never married, never will be, will never move in together, will never have anything to do with each other ever again. The covert attacks that he's done, the outward attacks that he has done. And for what? For what? That he can prove that someone else is better than me when we all know that there is no other and that I cannot be matched at all. We all know that I can't be matched. Everybody knows that can't nobody match my skill. Everybody knows this. And for him to help with this situation, for him to do what he did could have destroyed my family home that I finally got, could have destroyed my children's future, tried to take food out of my children's mouths. Typical black male. Y'all all been doing that for years. That's all y'all ever do. Why would anybody expect anything more out of you? The typical black male church nigga. The typical porch monkey. The typical house nigga. The typical plantation nigga. The typical I'm gonna shuck and jive and I'm gonna do this, this, and that. I'm sitting over here literally with a nexus of power in my hands. Literally I have been destroying him and 100 people by myself. By myself. And he had the audacity to keep trying it. The many, many times that he was forgiven and given a pat on the back and a pat on the hand is over. My ascended masters, you know, the ones that rule over the wealth of this planet, you know, it's my ascended masters. You know that I got some spiritual friends in some very, very, very high places and some very, very, very low places. So my ascended masters have gotten to be to a point where they are tired, tired, tired. And we are no longer playing around with this person. This is not about him validating me. It never has been. When I decided to meet up with him, I was already extremely successful as a single woman. Did not need him for up. Hecate done showed up, y'all. Look at that. It's a black dog across the street. Whenever you see a black dog, that's Hecate. That's that same black dog that's been wow. That's a good sign when you see a black dog. He has been literally following me around trying to reduce my power, calling himself doing some kind of energy vampireism. Let me tell y'all something. There is a difference between a witch and an energy vampire. Did y'all know that? Did y'all really believe that witches had to vampire off of anybody? Witches don't have to vampire off of anybody. We already know how to conjure power and energy. Why would we need to vampire off of anybody else? And see, I done got so tired. And yesterday was a trip because it was a huge energy harvesting ritual. You know, when I woke up, I felt something trying to pull on my heart chakra. It was just all day, it was trying to pull on my solar plexus. I am the son and the daughter of God. So they pull and they pull and they pull, but at the same time, they're disrespectful. The same thing with them bastards in that church. The same exact thing. The only difference is that a black man has no place in doing that at all because he came from a black woman. He is being disrespectful to his black mother. And the day that you came across a witch, I'm going to be honest with you. This is no joke. I am the embodiment of Hecate. I am the embodiment of Aradia. I am the embodiment of Lilith and Lucifer. I am that embodiment. So for him to try this, like I'm sitting up here telling him, I'm like, do you not understand that I am a living God? This is what he needs to accept. In 2018, it was a total crossover. It was a total where I came out of my shell. I came out of that shell. I came out of the cocoon. The cocoon that I was put in most of my life that kept me from my power, kept me from helping my people or the people that I'm supposed to help, which is not just Black people, all people. I came out of that cocoon in 2018. And then he walked right into my life and immediately began to come to YouTube to hate on me. This is a man. This is supposed to be a man. First of all, you cannot take what does not belong to you. This is what my ancestors want him and his 29,000 women to know. You cannot take what does not belong to you. You will not be allowed to take what does not belong to you. An energetic attack from 150 people that are all desperate, desperately seeking Susan, desperately seeking your energy is not power. The person that he targeted is the one with all of the power. Hello? And he will still submit to my will, and he will have no choice. He will have no choice in the matter but submit to my will. He has tried to purposely make every woman surrounding him, even women that he don't know, even women that he's never met, he's purposely tried to make it look as though they were more powerful than me, even though the proof was in the pudding. You stalked me for 4 years. You would not get off of my tip for 4 years. How many times do I have to explain to everybody that when you have a person that is literally chasing after a person, like the dead chase after the living, like flies chase after shit, and like bees chase after honey. When you see that happening, who is more powerful, the leader or the follower? Who's more powerful, the leader or the follower? When you see a bunch of y'all, these folk been stalking me, talking about me, hawking me, hoovering over me for several years, almost 7 years now. And this man that I accepted into my bedroom had the nerve and the audacity to continue to try to undermine my power with the help, of course, of 100 people. And those 100 people are going to do nothing for him. I can assure you that he is going to be cursed for his actions. It's not just about you getting cursed because you hurt my feelings. You have accumulated enough energy, you have accumulated enough bad karma to get literally struck by lightning. Listen, listen. My God that I gave birth to in the universe, whether or not you want to call it Shiva or whether or not you want to call it whatever you want to call it, will strike him with lightning. And hopefully he won't die. Hopefully he'll become a lot more powerful than what he actually is. Hopefully he'll get where I'm at. Hopefully he'll be able to walk on water and walk in my shoes.
But until he is able to come to this platform and show me some respect and get on his hands and knees, we know it ain't happened. When he breaks all the way down, when he breaks all the way down on his hands and knees, when he does that himself, that is when he has power. That is when. Not now. Last night on my other channel, I was acting. I was playing with him. Let me tell you something. When you are able to beg and plead for my sympathy, that is when we know that you have received the power of the God and the goddess. Otherwise, you ain't did nothing. You ain't changed nothing. You ain't embarrassed me. All you've done is let people know that you are afraid of my power. That's why you don't want to deal with it. That's why you want to ignore it. You want to ignore it because you are afraid of your own power. See, I'm not afraid of my power, am I? Am I afraid of my power? Am I afraid to use earth, air, fire, water, and spirit? No, I am not. And the last couple of years have been the most pathetic that I've ever seen a man desperate to stay ignorant, desperate to stay powerless, desperate to stay a total embarrassment and disappointment and a disgrace to the spirits and to the universe. You will not receive or use my power or even have the ability to pass it to anybody. Hun, you're holding a dead torch in your hands. You haven't been able to pass my power to anybody. You've been going over there getting lied to and being tested. And you were told, this is why you came out and said you were a vampire. You've been tested and told that you could vampire my energy and that you could give it to other people, that you could be a spiritual Robin Hood of some sort. You don't have the power to do that because unless somebody shows respect, you were missing one missing element. You know what you were missing? You know what you were missing? All these men, but especially the one that I trusted. You know what you were missing? You were missing the element of respect and appreciation. You will never be able to give my power to anybody that doesn't appreciate it. They will never receive my blessings. Ever. Nobody that you know, nobody that you get down with, nobody that you kick it with, nobody that you talk to on Facebook Messenger, nobody that you associate with will ever receive my power until you are able to humble yourself, show some respect, and bow down and bow to my will, which is the will of God. Other than that, you are nothing but a turtle. You are a short stack. You are a failure. And that is the way spirit is going to see you. I keep telling you that. In each battle that I win with you, each battle that I have won with you, this stupid battle of the sexes, along with trying to use, um, along with trying to use white supremacy, racism, LGBT. You've been trying to use everything under the sun against me to try to make this work for you, but it's never going to work for you. Do you understand me? Now let's talk about my mother for a minute, and let's talk about my father. Let's talk about it. My mother and the man that raised me as his daughter, I don't believe that I'm biologically related to him. Okay. My mother felt that she was not strong enough to overcome this man. So, you know what my mother did? My mother would look at me. I never forget the day I was about 15 or 16 years old. If my mother got really upset with me, and it was almost like she was talking to my father. I had a very close relationship with my mother. And I understood her. She looks at me and she says, I am leaving the United States. I am moving to Egypt. I want to move to Egypt to become a professional belly dancer in Egypt so that I can become a millionaire. And you ruined that for me. Now she wasn't actually talking to me because I couldn't have ruined any of that for her, of course not. But it was really about my father. It was really about my father not wanting her to dance and her feeling bound to him. Her feeling like she had to put up with that crap because she had given birth to me. And by the time my mother got up in her 60s and realized the mistakes that she made, she said, let me go ahead and go into the spirit realm where I will be a better use to her. Okay. Y'all have to understand that a lot of this comes from that man that's posing as my father. Maybe at one point he was my biological father, but at this point he is nothing but a demon. At this point, he didn't want my mama to dance. You realize that all of these men that I've dealt with in social media have coincidentally acted just like this thing running around here posing as my father. Have y'all noticed that? And the man that I thought I loved yesterday was really running some kind of covert operation yesterday. Oh, he was really being covert. He was really being covert. Okay. Now, we need to remind you that the people that he's been doing all this for have barely been able to manifest 10 pennies off of my energy. Trust me. Okay, if you guys want to get some good information, go over to his name is Elvira 04. If it were meant for me to be with him, I would definitely insert you, pushing him on that sexy man. He's a Haitian voodoo practitioner on YouTube. And he said something last year that made a lot of sense. He said, nobody can steal your power. Nobody can steal your spirits. And he's right about that. You know, these people that run around here, okay, pretending that they can vampire off of somebody, pretending that they can take something from somebody, ain't took nothing from you. Okay, they can't do it. And I've been there beforehand. It's all about the smoke and the mirrors that they use. It's all about the magician and the mirror. Is what it's all about. It's what they do. And this man is going to have to submit to me because I'm the one with all of the answers. He is the one that is very ignorant. He did nothing but create struggle in his own life. He tried to create struggle in my life. Never going to be able to do it again because you guys know that everybody knew that I would check him. I don't care. I don't care how much in love I am with you. You going to get checked just like he's getting checked right now. And you're not going anywhere. None of the people that are in his camp that follow behind this man are going or getting anywhere. No, none of them until they bow down and show some respect for me. This is the reason why they haven't manifested anything. This is the reason why they're not going to manifest anything as long as they are chasing behind that man. And that man, this is what spirit, this is a direct channel message from spirit. As long as you are chasing behind that man, you are going nowhere. He cannot do that for you. As you can see, one of them has a video on their channel talking about I manifested $500 in my sleep while she's so and so, and it's like, well, that's a lie. This is the reason why in 2017 and in 2018 and 2019 I would show y'all the money. But y'all already know where all the money is at. Y'all already know who got the manifestation power. The people that follow behind him, especially the overweight prostitute, she can knock him up and show her house that she manifested. But I can do it all day and night. I can do it all day and night. Okay? Hold on. Hold on. I can do it all day and night, baby. I can show my property, even though I'm not buying it yet. I'm renting it. I can show my stuff. So years and years and years of you doing the same thing as the bomb, trying to absorb people's energy. You've been absorbing these people's energy and they can't show their kitchen or their bathroom? You mean to tell me that this woman that you have been big upping for the past year can't, all she can show is that she's traveling around being a hoe? She can't produce a leasehold estate, let alone a deed to a house. And they never will, as long as they are dependent on this man coming online and telling them how petty they are. You know, and him deciding, I'll be your hero. I'll come on here and violate God and violate my own goddess to prove something. This is why Black people have to get out of the colorism. They have to get out of the colorism. They have to get out of the racism. They have to get out of the whoreisms. They have to get out of the sexism. You know, from the moment that he met me, he should have had enough sense to stop doing that. And he already knows that I'm not playing around with him. You ain't never been able to take my crown off of my head as much as you have tried to. As much as you have tried to prove that you could ever take the crown off of my head, you ain't never been able to. So right now, he at a crossroads. He got to choose between death, destruction, and on one path is the path that he's going down with these people. The path that he is currently on leads to destruction, poverty, sickness, and just downright being looked at as a complete fool. And the path with me is righteousness, wealth, prosperity, good health, and happiness, and something real and tangible. That's your choice, buddy. You're the one that's making the choice. If you decide, oh God, I'm going to go over there because Mike Mills said that somebody was pretty. I'm going to go get my spiritual work done through people on his platform because he said that those people were pretty, right? Where do you think that's going to lead you? You think it's going to lead you to a good place? You think it's going to lead you to a powerful place to where you're manifesting everything that you want? Nope, it's not. It's going to lead you to a place where you can merely come online, front and fake. But then when you get off of your live after you fronted and you faked, you don't have the things that you want. You have not obtained the things that you want. And then you're sick. The same way that human beings are not supposed to eat each other. Did y'all know that cannibalism can make you sick? So unless you're a real vampire, which we all know these people are not real vampires, they're doing vampire magic, which is a difference. See, a slug is a slug for a reason. A butterfly is a butterfly for a reason. A parasite is a parasite for a reason. A human being, a mammal, is not supposed to try to feed off of itself. What we've seen and what we've had people complaining about is energy harvesting. They can't harness your energy. They're trying, but they can't. They can't harness your energy. You know, if they do harness your energy, they're going to get sick. If you practice cannibalism to where you eat people, you will get sick. Humans that eat other people will get sick. There's actually a video on it about cannibalism. If you are somebody that is trying to feed off of somebody's energy, aka backbiting or either energy harvesting, you're going to make yourself sick, period. Okay, you're gonna make yourself sick. It was discovered. Everything that was discovered and studied upon was discovered by Black people. This is why Black people are so important. Black people will always be very important. If we were to get rid of all of the Black people in society and Black babies, because y'all know that I got a bright baby up there, and then pretty soon I'm gonna have a brown baby. If we were to get rid of all of the brown babies, this world would die. People would die. If Black people were to breed themselves out, which is really what a lot of Black people are fearing because of what Black men are supposedly doing, which it's a very small scale and percentage, people would die on this planet. That's why we've got this whole pandemic going on. So Black people are extremely important to science, to nature. Black people have to always be protected, and they have to protect themselves. And we all know this. However, if you are a Black person and you are violating another Black person, the ancestors are going to teach you a thing or two. Yes, they are. They're going to teach you. This is the reason why, remember years ago when I told y'all going to get tired before I do? That's why for hours and hours and hours, for 11 hours, this man was trying to energy harvest. And when he was done, he was tired. And I had all the energy in the world. I was the Energizer Bunny. And what he gonna have to do is he gonna have to simply say, when the day that he's blessed immensely will be the day that he says, I bow to you, my goddess. That is the day that man is gonna have any power. Until then, he has none. It was a huge energy vampire and vampireism. Vampireism. The gods are still laughing at that. They've been laughing at it all night long. I could just, oh God. Oh God. A huge energy harvesting ritual where I was the main target of harvesting and he could barely stand up. And he come around me, he gonna stand up like a man. You ain't gonna be no man. I'm gonna tell you just like Jada Pinkett told Will Smith. I'm not interested in you. I wasn't interested in you when we first met. But when you became a man, baby, when you became a man, that is when I wanted to marry you. Other than that, I will not be accepting or asking for your hand in marriage. I'm one of the most powerful women that he knows. And he said, I'm going to energy harvest off of this woman. And it didn't work because who's the one with all of the power? Who's the one in control? After pictures and videos and revenge porn, you still have gotten nowhere with where you've been going. The road that you went down, you need to get back on the other road. And the reason why I'm telling him publicly is because I want all of y'all to know the deal. And it was very dangerous what he was doing because some of his fraud witches that he was big up in, they was talking about they gonna do a cleanse on you, and all they did was put a bunch of demons in you. Now y'all gonna have to come to me and pay double to get cleansed. There's no way around it. There's no walking around it. There's no talking around it. The veil has been lifted today. The veil was lifted today. And he, as a man, is not going to be allowed to have any power. He's been stripped of his power. He's been dethroned. He's not going to be allowed to have any power until he shows some respect for the goddess. Period. I keep explaining to these men over and over again, you keep talking about Jesus, but Mary Magdalene or Mary mother, his mother named Mary. Mary had to give birth to Jesus. And she conceived Jesus on her own. She didn't even need a man to conceive the Son of God. What does that tell you? That tells you that you ain't messing with the goddess. And Jesus can only do what his mama gives him permission to do. He can't do nothing without his mama's approval. He got to go ask her first, don't he? He got to go ask his mama. Jesus lives with his mama. Now, when it comes to the divine feminine and when it comes to Black people pulling themselves out of poverty, you have a rich source of information over here and energy. Because what he tried to do when I moved into this house, let me tell y'all what happened. Oh, I'm gonna talk about it all today, baby. Baby boy. Baby boy, you stay on my mind, fulfill my fantasies. He gave me a ride up to the Walmart to pay my rent. And he watched me pay my rent time on the 3rd of the month. I think it was the 2nd or the 3rd of the month when I went up there to pay my rent. Okay. He watched me do that. And then he came back to YouTube with another weak-willed witch to claim that I was on Section 8, knowing that he was lying. And I sat and watched him do it. Okay. And then he came back to me with his tail between his legs. Every single time he comes back with his tail between his legs. And I always like to pretend that this man has any power over me. I always like to pretend that because it's a wonderful little fantasy. Okay. But in reality, in the spirit realm, he has none. Okay. And so they freaked out. Priestess out there walking. Okay. They freaked out because they said, we supposed to be draining this woman. She's supposed to be half dead. Right? Right? That's what they said. You know what? Never mind the silly little parlor tricks that they play. Hmm. Okay. So here's what I want y'all to focus on. The next time you go and look at one of his shows. What the hell is this? Since y'all are so entertained by it, but a lot of y'all ain't, because a lot of y'all know how powerful I am. And y'all like, why does she do this? What y'all need to realize is that he's a fool. And he's a fool for this so-called masculinity of a male. What he doesn't realize is that if he would have done what I told him to do, he wouldn't be quite looking so ignorant right now, would he? Because y'all know I ain't lying to y'all. That's why ain't nobody saying nothing. Okay? And, you know, you can even tell that whoever these people are that get down with him, you know, and he doesn't really want me to die. He doesn't. He doesn't, trust me. He's just on a power struggle, power kick. When they realized that they were no longer able, when no, not no longer, when they realized that it is impossible to vampire off me, then all of a sudden they said, we're just gonna get death magic. Do y'all really fear death magic? Do you? Y'all need to take my Hecate's Realm class. It's $666. Get into it. Okay. Get into it. Y'all better get into that Hecate's Realm course. Get into it. It's $666. Beginners. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, yesterday they were trying to literally distract me from the show that I have scheduled. But we're going to go ahead and replace that show with this show. We're going to go ahead. And it ain't a show. This is real talk that I'm giving to y'all right now. And it doesn't matter what he does or what they do. They can't change it. And he's going to have to accept that. He's going to have to accept it. And all of these other people that pressure him to do the things that he does, because a lot of people been looking at me like, dang, why you can't control him? He on here just being disrespectful to you. Know he's disrespecting himself. He been disrespecting himself. You know? And he's a natural born witch, but his powers are very, very suppressed. And male witches can't use their power against women, especially a woman like me, because I am a very, very honest woman. And I don't like the way he's been running around here doing some of the things that he has been doing. I don't like that. Number one, he's been trying to cut people off from source. He's been violating totally spiritually. He's been in total violation of what he is supposed to be doing. And he knows it. And there is no getting around this. Now, I'm not going to go back and forth with him. I got to go, you guys, because I got stuff to do. Just know that he's powerless until he's able to show some respect for me. Otherwise, that cockadookie and crap that he is doing over on his channel, trying to use everything that he can, colorism. He tried to use colorism as well as racism as well, and I was like, what in the world are you doing? These are all things that have no power. Everything that he tried to do has no power over here. Okay. And I can assure you that ain't none of them been able to vampire off of me. Because that's what they do. They've been doing energy harvesting rituals. Now, people that do any kind of energy harvesting, they're bums. Only bums do energy harvesting rituals. So why should you care? The moment that you realize that they can't harvest your energy, the better you get. You don't even really have to pull back your energy because your energy has never left you. Your energy ain't went nowhere. Your power ain't went nowhere. Hello, Angela Brown. Hello. Your power ain't went nowhere. He don't have the power to do that. Nobody has the power to do that. And anybody doing that is sick. That's why they barely can get out of bed. That's why they keep saying that they making money in they sleep, because that's all they do is sleep. And if all you do is sleep, then how the hell are you living life? You just energy harvest people and go to sleep, but you're not getting anywhere. Because in reality, a man that is not able to pay all of your bills and rent has no power. Okay. So then that means that God put the power into your hands because these men are undependable. They are. You can't depend on them. And I don't. I don't depend on them. I don't be over here sleep. I'll be over here enjoying life. I've been binge watching American Horror Story. That's all I do. I do readings. I binge watch my favorite shows. I take care of my child. And I do y'all rituals. I'm not over here like the reason why they sleep so much is because they're sick. They're making themselves sick almost to the capacity of that they're holding their breath, trying to harvest people's energy. Whoever taught them that was trying to kill them. Coming from Mother Earth. That's just like if we were to sit here as a species and eat each other, like I'm talking about consume each other's flesh, we would get sick like they are doing. Same difference if they try to spiritually vampire off of us. You're not a vampire, you are a human male and you have needs. And he's going to make himself sick trying to fulfill his needs via social media energy vampirism. Stop it. Man and woman are supposed to exchange energy with each other. You're not supposed to be sitting on a platform with 20 or 30 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 100 damn people trying to vampire energy off of anybody. You're going to make yourself sick. I have told him that. I have sat down with him, had a discussion with him, and told him, listen, whoever told you to do this to me has set you up for failure, baby. I am your woman. I am your mama. I am your sister. I am your daddy. I am your grandmama. I am all of those things. And I'm telling you, hon, that you're going to get yourself into a lot of trouble. Okay. And that's just the reality of it at this point. And we cannot have one without the other. I can't have his love, but then come on YouTube and not have my respect on these YouTube streets and not have any level of truth. We can't have one without the other. The truth is that I am one of the wealthiest witches that you would ever freaking know. I give money away. So now trying to steal it from me ain't gonna work. I give money away. I do to these people. But now they got to pay. You got to pay to play over here. Okay. Have y'all ever seen that movie Big? And you remember when Tom Hanks, as a kid, he went to the machine called Zotar and he had to pay, I think, 50 cents. Okay. Remember that? So you pay a fraction of what you get from me, in which I also heal. It's very interesting how we watched a Black woman dig herself out of the clutches of the demon of poverty, and I did it with a smile on my face. I did it while sitting and looking pretty, did I not? That's what you're working with over here. Now you can go over there and go, oh, but he said that so-and-so was pretty. Hey, spiritually gifted hands. He said that so-and-so was pretty. He said that so-and-so was a better woman. And this is the man that you supposed to be in love with. You supposed to be with this man. This man's supposed to be your twin flame. Yeah, and he got to bow down. He is worthless. See, the reason why I was able to get on my hands and knees is because I am worthy. Until he's able to do it, he is worthless. The day that he does it is the day that you know that he's worth $1 million. Otherwise, it's all cap. We need to continue as business as usual. This man has tried to make a mockery out of witchcraft, that of which he is going to have to go through the motion. He's going to have to go through the karma of trying to mess with people spiritually. And I kept telling him, stop trying to make him your ambassador of that. And I'm not going to hurt him because I don't have to. For what? I've been showing y'all a better way. I ain't got to threaten to kill this man. I ain't trying to kill him. What I'm trying to kill is that dangerous ego, that narcissistic ego. And it's hard to let go of that. He gonna need some time. He gonna need some healing time. And he gonna come back better. But in the meantime, my company and my business runs 24/7. Okay. And y'all can always count on me. You know, I don't, it's almost been equivalent to taking care of a sick person. The way I see it, it's taking care of somebody that's sick because he was sick. He was sadly mistaken the day that he decided. First, he started out as a witch hunter. Remember that? Witch hunter meals. Then he started out, then he went to vampire meals. So he turned himself into he was a witch hunter, then he was a vampire. And then now what he needs to be is he needs to be a man. He needs to be the man that he's meant to be for me, or he can't be in my life. But at the end of the day, everything that he hid behind smoke and mirrors has been uncovered. All of the treasures, all of the treasures that he tried to hide have been uncovered. Okay? All of them. When everybody believed in Jamila, they was getting everything that they needed. As soon as you started believing in that crap, all of a sudden, the IRS started giving everybody welfare checks. They said these people are stupid. We're going to give them all welfare checks. As long as you listen to these men that are sick like that and see, you know, he's a living God that is falling off. He ain't at his potential. He ain't near about where he should be. Because if he were, he would know the ramifications that could happen by him doing what he's doing. If he only knew the harm that he is essentially doing to himself, then he would have stopped last year. But he got confused. He got confused because of a low-lifed whore. That's why he got confused. And we gonna make it real clear for him. Over and over again. He's gonna get that clarity every single day that he needs. Okay? He's gonna get that clarity. You didn't see that movie, Angela? It's actually a pretty good movie. Okay? And we gonna work out our issues, you know. And see, that's the whole beauty. That's where the beauty comes in. The beauty comes in the fact that, you know, because a lot of people be like, I was gonna kill you. Yeah, well, I don't have to kill you because I got food in my refrigerator. My rent is paid, my bills is paid, it's all gravy. It's all gravy. You did everything for naught. You were lied to. You were tested and you failed. Now it's time for him to rise to the occasion. Now it's time for him to rise like Maya Angelou. Otherwise, he ain't gonna get nothing. And he about to mess a bunch of other people up. Because Spirit told me, they said, hell, them donators, they gonna lose their jobs. They gonna have problems. If you're supporting that, you shouldn't have never enabled him to do that. Because if you were helping him do that, you were in spiritual violation. Okay. And what he needed to do was listen to the goddess and stop listening to the lies. And so he's not wearing the crown on his head. I am. I'm wearing both his crown and my crown. You know how like these men, especially black men, they hate it when black women or women celebrate Father's Day. They hate that. They say, oh, you got to big up the man and you got to empower the man. The man, the man, the man. But y'all not doing anything powerful. You're not talking about anything. You're not doing anything except for making complete fools out of yourselves. That's all they're doing. And an ant just crawled on me, y'all. Was trying to crawl up my leg. I'm sitting outside. Mm-hmm. You know I ain't lying. And if he feels as though, well, I'm not going to, I'm not going to accept what is that, we're in the age of Aquarius, where the woman's voice is going to be the most powerful because it needs to be. Then he's going to be in for a rude awakening and a world of trouble. And I'm not joking with y'all. Because as y'all can see, the way that they have been doing has done nothing but led to death and sickness all around. Everybody wants the coronam to go away. Well, as soon as men stop doing those kinds of things, then it'll go away. Your connection to the etheric realm is heavily tied to your crown chakra. And he tried to come over here, a lot of the views that I had, he called himself still in those views, but see, y'all were distracted by him. Y'all were distracted by him. If you notice and look back on the history of this channel, and that's okay though, because views don't matter, do they? Do they? Views and likes really don't matter, do they? Nope, they don't. Long as you're disrespecting your divine goddess and your queens, and you're disgracing them, and you're trolling them, and you're doing the things that you're doing, you're going to go nowhere with it. In fact, you're going to continuously have problems. If the only thing that is going to save him is if he listens to me. And we all know he's been listening to me. Mm-hmm. He don't have a choice. In the meantime, y'all, I'm going to get off of here. Currently, I am building my website because I have made some changes within my company. So right now, we are working with Cashapp, Venmo, and Zelle, and even Western Union, or either MoneyGram. Okay. Because what they did was they went to my Etsy shop, purchased something, and this is somebody from his camp to try to mess me up, tried to go to Etsy, purchase something for $400, as if $400 can make or break the goddess. $400. It'd be different if you went to my shop and purchased $100,000 worth of stuff. But that's not what you did, baby. You went there and purchased something for $400. Not gonna work. Your money gotta be longer than $400 to bring me down. And you know what? My Etsy shop will go back up too. You guys will be able to purchase on Etsy because a lot of you guys really, especially the ones of you that had good credit, that needed spiritual work, a lot of you guys really enjoy getting financed on there through Klarna. So my Etsy shop will be back up very soon. In the meantime, because we're doing some litigation, okay? We are. We're doing a lot of litigation. Spirit's working that out. In the meantime, if you guys need healing, money work, love work, unhexing, uncrossing, okay, I'm always here for you, okay? And there was a vlogger years ago. She was a hair vlogger, and she was one of the first hair vloggers. Her name was Black Onyx, and it's not the one that's in that sector, it's another one. And she had a website, and every video she would plug her website, and you would see Black people in the comments saying, why you always trying to advertise your website? We tired of hearing about your website. Why you trying to advertise that? And she's like, well, because I am selling hair products and I am here selling my brand. Blessed be to you too, Angela Brown. Um, I'm selling my brand, but see, a lot of our people are sick like that, and these people that we've been dealing with are factually in that sickness. So it's not called e-begging. That's not what it is. Going and making a video where you are roasting somebody, talking about their family, attacking them, that's doing the lowest form. That's being, that's literally being a parasite, you know. And this woman, you know, she did a lot on YouTube, you know, while she was advertising her brand. She had a beautiful head full of very kinky, coily hair. And I'm gonna go and try to find her channel. Um, she was married, she had babies and stuff. And so I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about. But, you know, the whole point of it is that, you know, anytime you're in the Black community, sometimes Black people can be so ignorant to where they will block their blessings. That ignorance is no longer bliss anymore. So when y'all are ready, and a lot of y'all ready now, y'all know where to reach me. Don't pay no attention. Don't take anything seriously that that man has been doing. But please take it very seriously that I have my foot on his balls. I got my foot on his balls. Okay? And that is a deal that I made with his ancestors, and he can never get away from it. He can never get away from it. Okay? Because to be honest with you, he is, it's meant for me to help him. Okay? So he's just in need of help. And you got to be a powerful woman to pull a man up out of that. And I did pull him up out of that. Right now, he's sitting there contemplating what he's going to do next. And he already know what he going to do. And I ain't got to worry about nothing. Okay? So I'll see y'all later. Blessed be.